Lutnick. But this week he said something very important that you should pay attention to. He's the Commerce Secretary, and this is what he had to say.
Welcome to the home of the richest kid in the world. The home of Richie Rich.
Hello? Oops, sorry, that was the wrong clip. Here's the right one.
Let's say Social Security didn't send out their checks this month. My mother-in-law, who's 94, she wouldn't call and complain. She just wouldn't. She'd think something got messed up, and she'll get it next month.
Yeah.
A fraudster always makes the loudest noise, screaming, yelling, and complaining.
So this is the new Commerce Secretary's idea of how to eliminate fraud in Social Security, and that is just stop sending checks to people. And if they don't call and complain, then no harm, no foul. His claim is that only people who are defrauding the system would call and complain. First of all, that's absurd. That's absurd. My father passed away last year. He was 96 years old, and he was reliant on Social Security, and he was also a veteran, so he had benefits from the VA, and he had other sources of income. But for millions of Americans, Social Security is it. It is either all of their retirement income or it is the majority of their retirement income. And if they miss a check, it matters big time. It means they can't pay their rent or they can't pay for their medicine. It is not some frill. And what's more, what they're trying to do is they're trying to stop you from being able to get through even if they cut off your check. You'll remember Elon Musk, another billionaire, the wealthiest billionaire in the country, calling Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world. Well, what they're trying to do is they're closing down the offices. So if your check doesn't show up and you try to go to your local Social Security office, maybe it doesn't exist anymore. And then we got this nugget from the White House, and that is that they're pressuring the acting Social Security commissioner to close down some of the phone lines to Social Security. So now you can't even call if there's a problem with your check. They want to try to route seniors online. And of course, it would only be the next step for them to curtail some of the online services or make them problematic. And a lot of seniors might not have the ability to navigate what could be an entirely difficult online navigation system to find out what happened to their missing check. So this is all part of a plan, and that is make it difficult for people to get checks, maybe cut off their checks, make it hard for people to call, make it hard for people to visit a Social Security office, and then to complain Social Security is not working. It's not working. People can't get through to Social Security. People aren't getting their checks like they're supposed to. It's not reliable. Their whole goal is to see if they can damage the system, cause distrust in the system with the eye towards privatizing the system. Because that's where these people come from. This new nominee for Social Security Administration Commissioner, he is a private equity guy. They have always, since George W. Bush, wanted to privatize Social Security. Now, what does that mean to privatize it? So the way it works now is you work, you have taxes paid into Social Security during the course of your working life, and when you reach a certain age and retire, you get that back in the form of a monthly benefit. You're guaranteed to get that money back. So what happens if they privatize it? Well, that means they take the money from Social Security and they put it in a market. Maybe they invest it with their wealthy brokers so that they can take some money off the top. They invest it in the market, and that helps the shareholders, which is a lot of those wealthy billionaires. If the market goes up, great. If the market goes down, well, you lose. So if you were that senior, depending on Social Security, when we go into another recession and you retire at the wrong time in the cycle, well, too bad for you. That's what they want to turn Social Security into, not a guaranteed benefit, but a too bad for you if you chose the wrong time to get old and retire. That would break a compact that we've had with people who've worked their whole lives and earn these benefits. And it would also pose a great risk to people. It would mean that their retirement would be far more risky, their reliance on it far more dubious. But that's where they're coming from. It makes them more money, and to the degree they can stop the payments going out to people that have earned them, it also means more money for their tax cuts. So These closures, more money for tax cuts. Privatization, more money for their brokers and investors and their billionaire players in the market, less money for seniors. So this is the game plan. They're well into execution of it. All those promises that Donald Trump made about protecting Social Security aren't worth the paper that he never wrote them on. We got a sense of where Trump is coming from during his joint address, his State of the Union speech to Congress, where he put out the falsehood over and over again that we've got people who are 150 years old and 200 years old and 300 years old collecting Social Security. In fact, there was very little fraud in the Social Security system. There are occasional overpayments. There's more often the case where checks don't go out when they should, but very little fraud. It's why Elon Musk and all of his Doge bros have found so little to cut from Social Security, because frankly, it's your benefits that you worked hard and you earned. But by making those false statements during the State of the Union, by the president knowingly pushing out false information about Social Security, it means that Donald Trump is on the same page with these other billionaires in his cabinet and billionaires who aren't in his cabinet, like Elon Musk. That is, he doesn't rely on Social Security. He could give a rat's ass about it. But for the rest of us, Social Security is really important. The people I represent, over 6 million Californians who rely on Social Security, it's really important. And we're damn well going to protect it.